Thank you very much. Years ago, 30 years, a little over 30 years. Yes, 1991, yes, to be precise. A group of artists came together and felt that no, we have various professional bodies, the Ghana Medical Association, the architects, the lawyers, and all that. And they are all professional bodies. And as a visual artist, it's a professional body, professional domain. So they need to come together. There wasn't any association. By the grace of God, by then, the Dr. Ben Abdallah, who was the chairman for the National Commission on Culture, and Dr. Jemefe, who was also a staff there in charge of visual arts department, helped them. So as a way, the Commission on Culture as a government body assisted in bringing all these artists together to help them and facilitated the establishment of the visual art in 1991.
Okay.
And through leadership have come and gone and all that, all pursuing the agenda of visual arts. One, the training of visual artists right from basic school to secondary to university. Two, association being a clearinghouse for the nation, using art to document our history. Yeah, so when you go to the National Museum, there's a lot of work that talks about the nation as a whole, and then also becoming a mouthpiece or an advisory body, so to speak, for the government on visual art matters. So over the years, the National Commission on Culture and the ministry alike and other bodies have used us when it comes to national and international exhibitions.
Great.
Yeah, and all that. So we play that role and facilitate visual arts activities.
That's so beautiful to know. Lawrence, I want to come to you.
Yeah.
So you will run us through some of the achievements that you've chalked as an association.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, one of our aims is to stimulate national interest in appreciation of visual arts.
Great.
And in that regard, we have been doing a lot. One of the activities that we have been organizing in recent times, I think that is the World Art Day celebration that we celebrated on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's an event that happens every 15th of April.
Oh, great.
We are a member of international association called IAA, International Association of Art, which instituted the celebration in 2012.
Great.
And so by virtue of our becoming a member of that association in 2015, we also started celebrating the event here. So we have actually been championing the celebration of the event in Ghana.
Okay.
And
we'll get into the details of the event and what you did on Saturday. I think you celebrated that last Saturday. So we'll get into all the details and all the things you've done.
Right.
But I'm still looking at some of the things that
we've
done so far.
We have been organizing basically capacity building programs
for artists.
You know, copyright workshop we organized in collaboration with the Copyright Office.
Yeah.
You know, we did it for our Greater Accra branch. It's something that is supposed to run through the country.
Okay.
You know, and we have done the second edition. The first edition happened here in Accra with our Greater Accra branch. The second edition happened in Kumasi with our Kumasi, you know, Ashanti Regional branch.
Great.
Ultimately, we are going to cover the whole country based on available funding. You know, so that is one of the things, capacity, just to help build the capacity of our members in the area of their practice, in the area of the, let's say, the laws in the country. For instance, the copyright law. The artist must be conversant with the law so that he will know what benefits there are for the artist.
Great.
You know, and apart from that, we also organize programs that will help the artists to be exposed, art exhibitions, basically. You know, art competitions.
So do we really have art exhibitions?
Yeah, we do.
And people patronize that?
Yes, massively.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, let me give you an example. For instance, in Profiles of Creativity, 2004 to about 2012, successively we were organizing exhibitions at National Museum. And we have people from the diaspora coming, with people from the
about people coming from the diaspora. You think sometimes it looks as if as if when people come in, then they now appreciate all the things we have that we have taken for granted.
Thank you very much. So let me come in to where Lawrence left off. Derek, the sad thing for us is the non-appreciation of art. in Ghana, so to speak, in Africa, and so forth. You see, that is our main challenge. It is not, our main challenge is not funding. Funding comes secondary. The non-appreciation. You organize this exhibition and you have 95% of patrons as foreigners.
As foreigners.
And all that.
What's accounting for that?
Because we do not appreciate it. It's like the person
It's
does not
normal,
understand it. It's normal. And look at when we're talking about the educational stuff and all that, the orientation that, oh, somebody was telling me that, art there is a gift, so why do you people go to school to learn?
Look at
Can
that.
you imagine? I was at the art center those times when I was working there. Somebody walks in and saw a painting on the wall. But what do we use this for? And as an artist, if you don't take care, you'll be discouraged.
Exactly.
But that's the reality. So the patronage is not there because of the non-appreciation. The few 5 to 7, 10% local people who patronize are even those who have had one kind of exposure or the other in the Western
world.
Yeah.
You see, so
because I asked myself, have I ever been to any of these exhibitions? The answer is no.
Yeah. And again, these people will not, if the appreciation is there, as much as they complain that the works are expensive and all that, if the appreciation is there, you begin to save money towards it. Because when you go to Europe and other places, they are acquiring works here and there, not that they have the excess funds.
And I want to ask you now that you think that in Ghana, the pieces you produce as artists, realistically, you don't want to believe that they are expensive. Is that true?
They are not expensive. It depends. I always say that it is.
Because I visited an art gallery around Oyarifa.
Okay.
And Charlie, the prices. It was a painting gallery, and I went through. I love some of them, but the prices. Sometimes they were even quoting some of the things in dollars.
You see, Derek, I always tell people that it is what you want at what price.
Okay.
Yes, there are levels and all that.
That's true.
So if people just label the expensive, one, the non-appreciation. Two, the economic situation, because at our level is thinking about shelter, clothing,
food, most importantly.
Even those areas, he's not been able to satisfy with the family.
That's true.
So there's raising that excess money to save.
True.
But I'm always quickly add that if the appreciation is there, they will say, outsiders, you go to a gallery, you love this painting. What he does is that he negotiates with the gallerist and then say that I love this. Target for me. The next month I'll be paying in bits and bits and bits and bits till I finish, then I can acquire. That's what people do. But because the non-appreciation is there and all that, yes, in our setting, definitely
that is true. A family person like a man or a woman would rather go to a shop and save bits and in bits for maybe a bag of rice than to do that for an artwork. Because believes that. So I think that maybe our economic challenges as Africans also contributes to some of this.
And the economic challenge is not now. I mean,
it's been there forever.
It's been. We need to clear it.
So Nana, run me through some of the challenges you face as an association.
Yes, thank you. Non-appreciation, as we have
one of them.
One we have indicated and then discussed a few minutes ago. Hence, it has multiple negative effects. So I hide in my studio, I paint, and nobody appreciates the work. Therefore, no patronage. Now, how do I press on? How do I move on? What is the motivation to continue painting and all that? Two, if when I finish my work, where are the galleries where display my works? As we speak.
So we don't have a state gallery.
That is one of our biggest cry, in fact, number one cry. That we be pushing that government should commit themselves to establish a national gallery of contemporary art. As we speak, we have great artists who has passed on. The Kofi Antobam, the Okuam Pofu, Batimios, Akwaje, and so forth. Where can we find their works now? They have done a lot of works in the national collection. Now, if you go to Du Bois Center somewhere, it has been parked in some room somewhere and all that, because lack of space, a national gallery to display. When there's a national gallery to display this work, it becomes an educational resource center.
That's
Students who are learning visual arts, they've heard about the Bloody Glovers, the Sakakwe, the Kofi Antubam and the rest. They will see their work, the history and all that. They will be motivated. What they read from the books, they are not able to get the actual works or study about the people. So, lack of a national gallery is our huge cry. And we've written severally. We have not. I mean, we've not been discouraged.
So you've not done any major engagement with government over this issue?
We have done a number of times, and we are still pushing. It's on our table. So that was one of the focus, that we have prepared a document to send to the sector ministry with regards to this.
Great.
And we've been doing this over the period, but we believe that Ghana and the way we do our things, you need to hammer and hammer and hammer. So
continue knocking.
So when there's good environment and then patronage is there, beyond the National Gallery, you find other people, businesses or businessmen going into the space of setting up art galleries.
True.
In that case, Kumasi, Accra, Koforidua, Takoradi, people will go into it, open their galleries for artists in the eastern region, artists in the central region, for them to have a gallery that they can go showcase their work.
That's true.
But the non-appreciation makes the business a bit weak. Therefore, you wouldn't find galleries or curators going into establishing our galleries and so on and so forth. And of course, funding. When you want to put up even a small exhibition,
need a lot of money.
A lot of money here and there. Hiring a space because we don't have the galleries.
That's true.
You need to go and hire some hall somewhere, go to a hotel. In fact, over the period, decades ago, we had the then Golden Tulip, the then Novotel, Accra City now. In fact, I must mention that they have been supportive. Because every month they were giving their lobby free of charge to us. And then this month, if I exhibited, next month Lawrence will exhibit, the following month Derek will exhibit. And for decades, Novotel, the then Novotel, Accra City now, and Golden Tulip, they've been of a great support. Had it not been them, a lot couldn't have been done. So now we need more spaces like that to help the thousands of people that College of Art, KNUSC, Winneba, Takoradi, Technical University, artists they are churning out every year. They finish, and by the time you realize, they have looked for a job at EcoBank or Barclays or somewhere in their they are working, and they have abandoned the profession that was given to them.
Wow. I think there's a need for us as a state to start looking at what we can do to improve the lives of the artists and the work they do. It's important. This should be a conversation on the table for serious discussion, because it will help us as a country. Lawrence, let's talk about the World Art Day. How did that day go for the association? What exactly did you guys do?
Okay, we have a program that is coming up. Of course, a major program. Of course, we want to keep it under wraps for now. Perhaps that is going to be the climax of the celebration of the event for this year. Right, and a very huge personality in our space who has been a huge patron of the arts in Ghana. We are still working on the organization of the program, so when it is ready and cooked, then we can inform the public. However, the celebration, actually, as I indicated earlier, the celebration started in 2012 internationally by the International Association of Art, when it instituted that celebration to recognize the contribution of Leonardo da Vinci. They actually did, they formed a committee to look at various artists, a number of artists, and to see which one would be the best to celebrate. There were a number of them. Eventually they settled on Leonardo da Vinci because he stood head and shoulders above all the other also notable, renowned artists. Because of his contribution, he was a mathematician, he was a writer, he was a physician, he was a painter. He was multifaceted. And so based on what he had contributed to the creative economy, actually settled on him. So his birth date is April 15th. April 15th. And since 2012, the celebration has been happening worldwide to create awareness of the work of artists across the world and to encourage creative works.
Okay.
Basically.
Wow. So Saturday you marked the day.
Yeah, we marked the day.
And it was a very important day on your calendar as an association.
Yes, because of the major program that we are organizing. Of course, we also encourage.
So that will be the climax of the whole celebration.
That's right.
So wait for that day, and then we'll get into that discussion.
Right.
So
but let me just chip in.
Yeah.
Other organizations are also encouraged. You know, I think our last celebrations or so, we brought some organizations on board. Pito, Painting the Open, VASE, you know, GH Gravity, and then Ultimately Foundation were also brought aboard. Great. So they are all celebrating the occasion. So on this, the last celebration that happened on Saturday, we issued a statement, you know, just to encourage, you know, creative activity around the country.
So what should we expect from the association moving forward?
Right, thank you. We're expecting that we get all the needed attention and support like HSTV is doing, so that the platform will be there for us to educate parents, students alike, art students, and the nation at large, that we're launching a project that art for every home, art for every office.
Wow.
That in your home, at least you should have one textile batik dripping somewhere, a strip somewhere, a sculpture piece somewhere, a ceramic piece somewhere, a painting somewhere. So it's not only about painting that you feel you cannot afford. Little things, I mean, carvings and so forth, home and our offices that will ensure patronage and all that. We're still building capacities going forward of our members, talking about materials and methods. The world is evolving and things are changing, so to be able to go with the trend and then be up on the same page, we're still doing capacity building here and there to help our members grow. And then there's a nationwide campaign that we're doing to get every artist at every corner, yes, to be part of what we are doing and to harness their talents and their giftings.
So now one question for the two of you, just you deal with it in a very fast and simple way for me. Is it possible to be an artist and be financially stable?
There's no doubt about that.
Nana?
There's no doubt about that. I have a number of examples where people that I have taught are doing very well. Very, very well.
So Nana, you don't think that these artists are doing this on the side and doing some major jobs, and that is how they can survive financially?
No, we have a number of artists that they have lived on art from day one up to their pension.
And they are able to survive, take care of their needs, the family needs and all that.
Of course, even bankers and others have challenges along the line. When the economy, inflation, blah, blah, blah. So it affects us also as well. But they've been able to live on art from day one, teaching art, doing art and all the art space till and taking care of their kids.
So if I am an artist and I'm listening to this conversation, how do I get to meet you or join the association?
Okay, so we are regionally based. We have branches across the regions. So depending on where you are, you can. And also we are affiliated to the regional centers of national culture. So around the world, so around the country. So wherever you are in the country, just a matter of going to the Center for National Culture, speaking to them, they will link you up with our, you know, the members of our officers in the, and then we take it up from there.
Before we go, Nana, finally, social media and its impact on your work. Can you share a bit on that for me?
Yes, social media. What we are doing is on social media, everything, and in fact, it's really aiding our work, because normally I wouldn't have money to come pay for this time. Thank God for social HSTV for giving us, hence social media. So it is helping us pushing. The moment you organize the exhibition and all that, they come and had it not been that, even inviting you guys to come and cover another wahala. Sometimes the cost of exhibition and all that is a normal set that we are not able to do the necessary. The social media is helping, except that there's a little bar that you do your work, you realize that it's on social media. Somebody has picked my whole painting and has taken pictures of it and using it to do postcards and other stuff.
That is an infringement on our intellectual property.
And social media has pushed our work so much to every home, every corner, and all that, with the exception of those
I'm grateful for your time, and I'm also very grateful for passing through the show. I think that before that major program, you come back to the studio, so we discuss all the things that we have to look out for.
So just before that, Gava signature.
Okay.
If you know Akwaje interchange.
Exactly.
The word there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are two words. One from the Stanchart, we are the Stanchart side.
Okay.
And one is at the Netherlands and
exactly.
The Stanchart side is the signature of our
association. Wow.
We did it.
That's great.
So just to give our audience and the general public an idea that if you need anything about Gava, at least that is a signature.
Thank you guys so much for all the good things you're doing. I believe that with time we will understand the importance of pushing visual arts, raking more revenue for our own national development. So I was joined for this discussion by Nana Otu Wahene Echiampong, who is the Nkabom Hene of Kumewu traditional area and president of the Ghana Association of Visual Artists. Also, Lawrence Kweku Ajiman is the general secretary of the association, and they joined me for this discussion. And I believe that together we can push visual artists and push their work so that together we develop and grow as a country. My name is Derek Kwame Boche. This is In Focus on Healthy Morning.